The only Star Trek I've watched was Deep Space Nine.
I like
Deep Space Nine is really good.
But then again, I was 5, and it was a show my mom watched, so...
The only one I grew up watching was Voyager, and I liked it.
I grew up watching Voyager too.
Wait.
Here's the best part. Voyager is the worst Star Trek series.
That is a lie.
Is Voyager the one with the woman captain?
Yes, Janeway.
Okay, that's the one that my mother watched, not Deep Space Nine. Not the one with Picard.
Deep Space Nine was the one with Cisco. It was the one with the black guy.
Okay, well, hell if I know.
Picard was...
Like, I'm not
Patrick
Stewart.
Stewart.
I know Deep Space Nine did not have
I don't know. I only remember the
Okay,
fucking...
so, other than Enterprise, Voyager is like the worst Star Trek series. It's actually like really bad.
I really like it.
No, I love Voyager, but that's like a 2 out of 5 compared to.
If you're comparing it to other Star Trek series, sure, but it's still a good show.
I'm like demonstrably it's not. I love Voyager, but it's got terrible writing and some really bad acting.
Voyager had some of the more interesting aliens.
Voyager had a lot of very interesting ideas that never went anywhere.
Yeah, that's the problem with Voyager. It had a lot of interesting ideas that just didn't go anywhere. Especially the, like, series finale, because it's like, well, they're still stuck here, and now they're not. No, I'm talking about...
I liked the finale. It was neat. It's a neat way to get them back fast.
I think one of the problems with Voyager was how they treated the Borg.
The Borg Queen is the worst addition to the Borg that they could have possibly made.
But that wasn't Voyager that did that, was it?
Yes, that was Voyager.
I thought it was one of the Next Generation movies that started that.
Nope, the Voyager came out before the Next Gen movies came out. Well, before First Contact came out. That's the one with the Borg Queen. It was introduced in Voyager first.
Alright. Yeah, that was really dumb of them.
Yep, it was awful.
But yeah,
Makes the Borg way less interesting.
How they treated the Borg in the entire show was just bad. Because the Borg were originally like this super scary threat that could, like, kick ass and take names and chew bubblegum, even when they didn't have bubblegum.
The Borg are...
But in Voyager,
like,
they're kind of meh.
The Borg is such a very strange, enemy, because they are essentially only scary to Luddites. Like, that's how they were designed.
Yes.
Is as a lingering like, they're the embodiment of the fear of technology.
It doesn't mean they're not interesting, though.
No, they're, like, phenomenally interesting. I love the Borg. I mean, I love the Borg in Next Gen anyway.
Yeah.
And also, I love the only consistently interesting character in Voyager 7 of 9 after 3.
7 of 9 was a cool character.
After Season 3. He was introduced in Season 3, and then after Season 3, when the writers realized that Jerry Ryan was like an actual actress and not just tits and ass.
Hey, she also has a chest.
I said tits and ass.
Oh, I just heard ass.
Yeah. So, after they realized that she was more than just tits and ass, they were like, hey, maybe we should write some plots with this character who has a good actress that we wrote into the show because people want to see things.
Yeah.
So yeah, that I guess was a thing.
Yeah, the show was kind of bad before 7 of 9, at which point it became
less bad.
Less bad, yes. I hesitate to call it a good show, because even though I love the show...
Yeah. No, I grew up with Voyager. That was my first, like, real foray into Trek. It was not the first Trek. The first Trek I saw was DS9. The first Trek I saw was also one of the worst episodes of DS9. And then it got me to watch an episode of Next Gen, and then I found out that Voyager was on every week, and I watched Voyager every week before Jeopardy. My mom would watch Jeopardy every night. And so once a week before Jeopardy, I would watch Star Trek Voyager, and then I would go and talk to my friend Jeremy at lunch, middle school.
About Voyager?
And that was yeah, we talked about Voyager a lot, because he was big into Voyager. It was, me, two guys, and we would sit at lunch every week and talk about the episode of Voyager from the last night.
Yay, friends.
I don't talk to either of those guys anymore. I'm friends with one on Facebook. He joined the army and got weird.
It tends to happen when you go into the army. I found a ring that has a 9% increase in the rarity of items found.
That's not bad, but I've got a couple there on double digits.
In fact, very bad.
Not bad for where we are.
Still bad. 9% does nothing. Like, 9% is actually not significant enough increase for you to notice a difference. You won't see a significant difference in the amount of rarer items dropped until your total magic find is somewhere around 30. Just because of the way magic find works in Path.
That's dumb.
I mean... It's... like, magic find's not a big thing in Path. Unless you're... And even if it was a thing, you don't want quality, or, like, increased quality of items. You want increased quantity of items.
That's fair.
Whoa. Which is also slightly harder to get. And you also need to stack quite a bit of it before you start seeing a significant difference. But it's really easy to get on zones. You can get that. You can get an increased quantity of items applied to zones very, very easily. Endgame maps and corrupted areas are both great examples of zones with high increased quantity of items found. Also, strong boxes.
I've run into several strong boxes.
Yep. And
so are maps things that increase the stuff about, like, the drop rates for zones? Or... what do maps do?
Maps, so they start dropping at level... So their inherent level, the lowest, is 66. They'll start dropping them around the time you're level 60. Once you beat the Solaris Temple on Merciless difficulty, and you speak to Diala, he will give you access to a map device. Or, once you get high enough level, I think around 60, and you find... No. So, once you do some maps and you find Zaina, Master Cartographer, can invite her to your hideout, and she'll give you a map device in your hideout, which is objectively better than the one that Yala offers you.
So they let you do like bonus areas that are tougher or whatever?
Yeah, they let you generate bonus areas with 6 portals, and only 6. You can only go into the map 6 times, or have up to 6 people go into the map once, or whatever combination of that you want. There are 6 entrances. So you can generate random areas.
So it's, that have like changed properties, like the corrupted areas where they...
Yes, they have changed properties. So like, do extra damage, or maybe you don't regenerate, or whatever. Generally reroll the ones that say you can't regenerate. Or you regenerate at half speed. A lot of people use regen as their part of their mitigation.
Then Lupin, we find out Lupin has every achievement on Steam.
On Steam?
I don't have all of them.
For the game.
I don't even
No, every achievement on Steam.
Every achievement. I don't have all the achievements for Path.
4. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know Hunter Pence was a Path of Exile fan. San Francisco Giant baseball player.
Oh.
It was just in the recent news for Path of Exile. He was streaming the new expansion when it came out.
Huh.
How many did you say you have?
4.
I have 40. What are the good ones I've got?
I have 2. Yay, me. Oh god, that's...
Oh, right! I've got full clear of the Apex of Sacrifice. That's a fun one.
I'm assuming that's a hard area.
So one of the things you can get in corrupted areas, other than Vol Gems, are, Sacrifice Fragments.
Right.
Sacrifice at midnight, sacrifice at dawn, sacrifice at dusk, sacrifice at noon?
There is a giant-ass titan here called Nisus, or Nice.
Nice.
He's kind of a jerk.
Yep. Does that. He's gonna summon little tiny baby rocks. So, after I say this sentence, I will never refer to sacrifice at midnight as such again. I will always refer to it as sacrifice at moon noon. Because that's what it is.
At moon noon?
Yes, moon noon. There's sacrifice at noon and sacrifice at moon noon. And then sacrifice at dawn, sacrifice at dusk.
Okay.
Because I don't use the word midnight very often. So, once you have all 4 sac frags, you shove those into the map device, and it opens up the Apex of Sacrifice. And then you get to go fight one of the hardest bosses in the game.
You get to.
Well, first you have to go defeat her. Her name is Queen Ziri, by the way. You get to go fight through her ridiculously tough dungeon, and then you go and fight her.
Of course.
She can drop some very unique only get off of her.
So I have a magic question.
I probably have a magic answer.
I'm staring at Descendant's Path.
You'll have to read it to me.
At the beginning of your upkeep, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature card that shares a creature type with a creature you control, you may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Otherwise, put that card in the bottom of your library.
Yeah.
When it says that shares a creature type,
like human knight, human or knight.
Okay, that's what I was asking. Yeah.
There's a one like that for blue too that I run in a human zombie deck.
If you have a changeling on the field, that means any creature is valid.
He has no idea what changelings are.
Changelings are a special creature type that share that count as all creature types.
It's not a creature type though. It's
it's
a
an
keyword.
ability. It's a keyword of the creature that states that it has all creature types.
And what block is that from?
Morrowind. We won't be dealing with Morrowind for a while.
Morrowind and later. There's several in other things.
Right,
Where are there any others? Like what block?
Good night.
I know some of them were reprinted in Modern Masters. I don't remember.
Yeah, some of them were reprinted in specific special sets. But
I swear there were other changelings.
no, there are other tribal cards, no other changelings.
You might be right.
Also, do people ever play monocolored stuff anymore?
Yes.
Yes.
Because I haven't made a monocolored deck in a while, and I kind of want to.
The deck I built for our Innistrad through Ravnica, or Return, is a monocolor deck.
I've already got ideas for 2 decks without taking down other ideas.
Admittedly, it's probably a shitty monocolor deck. But it is monocolored.